Anyway, okay, y'all, if you want to meditate with me, that's awesome. I'm just going to sit here. My puppy's with me too. There's the puppy. And I'm going to set my alarm for like my timer for 22 minutes. So it's like a short session, but maybe that seems long if you're newer to meditation. And I'm just going to sit here and let me see here. And I'll talk a little bit about like Anapana to help you get started if you're unfamiliar with Anapana meditation. And then we can just meditate together. So if you already know how to meditate or you already have your own practice or whatever, cool, that's great. We can like do that together. But if you feel like you want like, I don't know, a little instruction about Anapana or something, I will provide that. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna set this down and then I'll start the timer and then I'll like share my understanding of what Anapana is, which is like the precursor to Vipassana meditation. Okay. Okay. So, all right, I'm starting my timer. 22 minutes. Okay, so if this is new for you or whatever, Vipassana is like the specific practice that the Buddha taught to help us get out of suffering, essentially, right? So my understanding, sorry, I just hit the wrong button on my phone. One second. Okay. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so, but in order to like prepare enough to be able to even do it, we have to have solid Shila, which just means like basic morality, and Samadhi, which is enough ability to focus that we can actually do the practice. So we can start with Anapana meditation, which helps us build Samadhi. So I'm just going to close my eyes. And then what you do is simply like bring your attention to your breath and notice the breath coming in and the breath coming out. It's super simple. But you'll find, especially when you're first starting out, that your mind will wander away from the breath frequently. And the idea with developing this is to develop one-pointedness of mind so that you can then practice Vipassana. So when you notice your mind wandering, don't feel bad or disappointed in yourself or be hard on yourself in any way. Just bring the attention back to the breath and try to keep your attention on the breath as long as you can. And eventually you'll notice like, oh, whoa, like I was able to do this for a whole minute or whatever. Or at a certain point, you can do it for like a whole hour or even longer without your mind wandering away from the breath. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. If you came in after I talked at the beginning, I just did like basic instructions for Anapana meditation, if that's unfamiliar to anybody. So I guess I'll say them again. So Vipassana, for anyone unfamiliar, is the specific practice that the Buddha gave to help us like get out of it all suffering. But in order to prepare for Vipassana, in order to properly practice it, we need a basis of Shila, first of all, which is like morality. And I can't help you with that in this video. But if you ever have trouble meditating, the first place to look is back at your Shila, because if you're like, for me, I used to have a huge binge drinking problem. And it was really difficult to practice meditation then, and I didn't understand it at the time, but it was because I was taking intoxicants so often that like I didn't have that basis of quote unquote morality to even be able to start focusing, to start practicing. So if you're ever having trouble with meditation, like look at your quote unquote morality, because if you are like using substances a lot, or you're lying a lot, or whatever it is, if you're breaking their like 5 basic tenets of Shila, so it is like not right speech, so like not lying, not stealing, not killing anything, no intoxicants, and no quote unquote sexual misconduct. So it depends, that can be interpreted in different ways, but if you have like a lot of lust or whatever, that can also make it difficult to meditate. So just like abstaining for a bit can help. But yeah, if you're ever having trouble focusing when you meditate, going back to that and making sure that's solid for even like 24 hours or something can make a huge difference in your practice. And then once you have solid Shila, the next step is to establish samadhi, which is like right concentration essentially. And a method that the Buddha taught, as I understand, to develop samadhi is something called Anapana meditation. And when you have solid samadhi, then you can start practicing Vipassana, which is, translation is of that word is to see things as they really are, which is like the way to get out of this and develop wisdom so that we can get out of suffering. Oh, my thing already stopped, so I'm just gonna, this is going so fast today. Sometimes meditation goes really fast if you don't have a lot of difficult stuff coming up. And so it's like, it's been faster and easier for me today. Hi, Paul, nice to see you again. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna start. I have like a clock for 22 minutes. I'll just restart. Yeah, so for anyone unfamiliar, and of course, like do whatever feels right for you. Don't listen to me if something I say like doesn't resonate with you. Like always check in with your own intuition and your own understanding. But yeah, my understanding of Anapana, which we need to develop so that we can practice Vipassana, is that it's like a one-pointedness. So as I understand the method that the Buddha taught to develop that is literally just observing your breath without like manipulating your breath or any way, just observing the natural breath. So just try to bring your attention to your breath. That's all, just like the in and out of your breath. And especially if you're just starting, you'll notice that your mind will wander often super quickly. And if that happens, don't be hard on yourself or, spiral in any way. Just try to bring your attention back to your breath as soon as you notice it. And over time, as you keep practicing, you'll start to realize like, oh, whoa, like I can go for a whole minute without my mind wandering away from my breath. And then eventually, like I remember the first time I realized I could do it for a whole hour, like an hour sit. And it was just like, whoa, like that, that just seems so impossible, like in the early days when I was just first starting to practice. So it takes time and it depends on where you're at in your development, because some people, according to the belief system, which I subscribe to too, like, if you've built up a lot of paramis in your past lives, it's like 10 qualities that are, that you have to develop in order to reach a stage at which you can even receive Vipassana. If you developed those significantly in your past lives, you might pick things up really quickly and make a lot of progress really quickly in your meditation. But it's like, the idea is that it's dependent on what we've done and we have full control over it. We can make the choice to continue developing for ourselves. I hope I'm not misspeaking. Like I'm not a teacher. This is just my understanding of the practice and what's helped me. But yeah, again, if anything I say doesn't resonate with you or seems confusing, like please only take in what resonates with you and what aligns with your own understanding. And the Buddha said that himself, as I understand. He was like, don't just listen to me, only believe what you know through your own understanding and your own experience. Okay, I'm gonna do some more Anapana, and yeah, feel free to join if you want. chilly. pretty fast again. Okay, y'all, the timer just went off again. It's going fast today overall. So I'm gonna hop off and I'll be back on here soon. So if you feel like joining me for other meditations, I'm not planning, at least right now, to do them at a set time because my schedule is flexible. I don't like wake up at the same time every day and go to bed at the same time. But I have been, when I started doing this the other day, I also started like doing them before bed. So I always like feel like I don't want to tell people to sign up for notifications because I don't usually want notifications from YouTube. But if you do feel like getting notified if I'm going live to meditate and you want to come and meditate together, you could hit the notification bell to get that notification. Yeah, so I'll be back on here soon. And thanks so much for joining me. I'll catch you later. Bye.